Welcome to the New to Wrestling podcast, where I, your host, Xavier Cruz, a lifelong wrestling fan, will take a lifelong friend through the action, the joys, and the drama of the world of professional wrestling. My co-host, Kelsey Silva, has been bitten by the wrestling bug, and I want to invite you to join us as I take her through the moments that made me a fan. So if you're new to wrestling and would like to get brought up to speed, or a fan who would like to relive some classic matches, promos, and segments through fresh eyes, join us as we embark on a journey through the Attitude Era and beyond. Welcome to the New to Wrestling podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This week, we watched the September 30th, 1996 edition of Monday Night Raw, and the match card is as follows. We had Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Jake the Snake Roberts. We had the Grimms versus the Godwins in tag team action. We had Razor Ramon, quote unquote, versus Savio Vega. And we had Vader and Jim Cornette versus Shawn Michaels and Jose Lothario. All right.
It was a weird match card.
It was a weird episode.
And not even ostentatiously weird, over the top weird. It was just a little bit wait,
anxiety inducing weird.
Yes, wait, what? What do we do?
Right. Exactly.
Weird choices were made.
So the episode opens with a recap of Jim Ross's rant from the previous week, where he introduces Razor Ramon and Diesel, and also goes on a diatribe about how the WWF has been unkind to him.
So mean.
So we get a kind of a little recap. Yeah, a little recap of that.
Last scene on last week's episode. What you missed.
Exactly.
On Glee.
Here's what you missed on
Glee.
All right, and then it cuts to Stone Cold Steve Austin making his entrance, and he will be facing Jake the Snake Roberts, who King referred to as Jake the Drunk Roberts, because apparently we can't stop. I just can't quit you.
I just don't know how to quit you. Or is it I wish I knew how to quit you? Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's that one. I wish I knew how to quit. Not us, just absolutely postulating that Jerry the King Lawler is just in love with Jake the Snake Roberts.
I stand by it. I do.
I mean, he's taking up a lot of space in his mind. That's all I'm saying.
I really feel and we probably have already said this, but that he's has the Helga statue
in the closet.
The closet. We've definitely talked about this before, but it's
all these bottles he keeps bringing out to the
you know what? I bet it's made from the bottles.
100%.
It's made from the bottles. It's a little
It's every bottle is a memory, which is, problematic considering alcoholism is involved in the storyline, but still.
Extremely problemamek.
And also counterintuitive that every bottle would be a memory, because usually once you finish a bottle, there are no memories. All right, so it was announced that Savio Vega will be taking on Steve Austin at the In Your House Buried Alive pay-per-view.
Very exciting.
Something to look forward to.
Very exciting.
So the match is pretty standard. It's really meant to showcase Steve Austin. Jake kind of is more focused on Jerry the King outside of the ring. They have a couple points throughout the match where the King gets up from commentary, and then they get into it, just kind of yelling at each other, exchanging words. I don't know. It was fine.
Yeah, I will say I thought Jake the Snake is actually, because I've only ever seen him wrestle, I think twice now. It's not been a lot, and usually, and the one time was, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but I've only ever seen him wrestle twice. And I actually thought this match, he came out a lot stronger. He did a lot more this match than I've ever seen him do. I was actually really engaged with what he was doing. And I actually thought it was funny because at one point I laughed because Stone Cold I felt was, and I don't know if there is such a thing, but almost overselling. And I don't know if he was doing that intentionally.
Oh, there's such a thing. Yeah.
Okay, because he was Jake the Snake would hit him with a little, and he would be flailing like a gutted fish on the to the point where he would go all the way outside the opposite side of the ring, under the ropes. And I was like, I don't think he even like hit you that hard. Like,
right.
Which I know they don't do, but like, do you know what I'm saying?
And when you boil like that down, it's kind of like when you're going to be like working with somebody who is like who has like a super long, like illustrious like career, and somebody like you respect, that's something you kind of like do like for them in the ring.
Okay.
Because like, on TV, Stone Cold is the worst. Like, he's just an asshole, doesn't care about anybody, like whatever, is there to win and by any means necessary. But as a professional, like, he gets it that people had to make the road that he's standing on, so like he understands. So when you boil it down to like that level, it's probably because like on a level like Steve Austin just respects Jake.
I was gonna say it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I like that a lot. Then that's really sweet. I love that.
Right. JR did had a couple like zingers. He did mention that he had spoken to Bret Hart on the phone the previous night, and Bret Hart was none too pleased with Stone Cold and what he's had to say for the last couple weeks.
I'm telling you, there has been more announcements at the announcement table during the commentary table during the matches in the last few weeks than ever. I was at one point, you were literally like, does anyone know there's a match going on? It's like, not during this match, but it literally through every single match, it was like, okay, like, do you guys know there's a match? Or like,
they're just trying to cram in so much stuff that like it does become very distracting from what's happening in the ring, especially in the later match. They like fully cut away from the match for like a solid like minute.
Long time.
So JR also had another little fun little zinger for Vince McMahon during this match. They were talking about how Vince McMahon was going to be like out here the following week, or he was going to do commentary with Jim Ross, and he was going to have something interesting to say about Jim Ross. And Jim Ross was like, that's the first time he'll have anything interesting to say that wasn't written for him. And I screamed. I was like, girl, I was like, you good? You need some ointment for that shit? Like,
oh my god, knife in twisted, like,
right.
Terrible.
So JR has been on one since this whole Razor Ramon Diesel situation. So
yeah,
I expect to see a lot more heated JR in the upcoming weeks.
I can't wait. And I really feel a duty now. I feel terrible. I have to learn the other commentator's name, because he also comes out with some little quick like zingers every once in a while.
Is it Kevin Kelly?
Yes. Kevin Kelly. I have to commit that to memory, because honestly, I feel like is so underrated with his little quips every once in a while.
I believe he works for AEW now.
Oh, I love that. Because even during this match, so obviously we had foul play involved at one point. Jerry the King brings out the little bottle of booze.
Right.
Go and spits it in
all
Jake
over
Snake's face. Yeah. Disgusting, absolutely vile. And like he's blinded by the alcohol. Somehow that doesn't result in a disqualification from outside interference. But I guess it has to be from a wrestler. Like, I don't.
No, it doesn't. That should have been a disqualification.
Right. Like, I was like, I don't understand. He literally like just like breath.
Unless the ref was like distracted by something.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, how did that? Either way, then Jake the Snake's blinded and he loses. And is it Kevin Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Kelly goes 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a travesty of a match. Like, literally does it.
Travesty of justice. He was so upset.
Travesty of justice. I was like, he didn't even wait a minute. He did the countdown, and he was like 1, 2, 3. That's a travesty of justice. And I was like, yes, Kevin, say it. Say that shit, Kevin.
That's exactly what we were thinking. Thank you.
Horrible. And get that damn snake out of the bag, off the ring. I'm tired of it. They didn't even bring it. They've never brought it out.
I know. Where's animal control? Like,
get it out of the way. Get it out.
Someone intervene on the behalf of the snake.
Somebody, please.
And then after the match, King and Austin start going in on Jake, attacking him until Savio Vega comes out to save the day.
Yeah. Love that guy. he's been jumping out of corners, flinging down from the ceiling, all over the place, fighting people. Savio Vega.
He's
fired up.
Scooting everybody. He don't care.
I love that about him. He's just like, boom.
He's just down to fight. I feel like.
I know, and I love, like, we all need that friend. We all need that friend who's gonna come in and just be like, all right, guess I'm jumping in. Flies in from
100%. Literally, I believe yesterday I was talking to my roommates and I was like, just so you know, just say the word. If you ever need backup, then I will be there. I was like, just tell me, I will show up. I will have no information. Just tell me who we're fighting. Like,
swear, I will be just as mad at that person as you are, if not more mad. Like,
right, because I'm gonna make up
so quick. Yes, I'm gonna make shit up. I'm gonna make it up to take me even further, and then it's like, bop, 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 bop. Like,
yeah, you're gonna have to be like, whoa. No, I'm just kidding. Like, who are we? Literally, have we ever actually fought?
No. Oh my god. No. Not a one.
Not a one. We're not all yeah.
One.
We're
all bark, no bite.
No, we are little Russell Terriers. Just
swear. Oh my god.
Barking at absolutely nobody.
No one's even at the door. No one rang the doorbell. No one's even home.
No one asked for this.
No one barking at the spirits.
All right. So after the match, we have a promo from Mankind and Paul Bear, which it was quick and it was weird. Mankind is just like frantically, like, with his hands digging into the ground, and he's like muttering to himself, like, if I dig it, he will come, like in reference to like the Undertaker. And Paul Bear is like, no, like, you don't have to do that, like the Undertaker's gonna dig his own grave, like, don't worry. Like, and
that was it.
And Mankind continues to just be like burrowing into the ground, very
like a little creature.
Right, very Wormtail, or I liken them a lot, actually. They remind me of they give the same energy, I feel like.
Yes. Oh, that's so interesting. I never thought about that. The scruffiness, the frenzy,
the rat-like tendencies. Yeah.
Yes, the scurrying, the dark places. Oh god.
Right.
Wow. That's gonna keep me up tonight.
And then we cut out of that, and it like cuts back to the ring, which we assume is going to be the next match starting. But Triple H comes and storms the ring. He in his little riding pants and his little blousey blouse.
The collar up to here.
Like, oh, absolutely.
He's afraid of vampires. You just gotta protect the neck at all costs.
I don't know. He was on one, but he comes storming to the ring, just hooting and hollering about Mr. Perfect, and that he's gonna challenge Mr. Perfect if he's got any guts. Just
if you got the guts,
right?
And also, you said, why is he speaking like this? Like in his Audrey Hepburn accent. Like,
what is that? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
So weird.
I think he's trying to sound like, like that, like
a snobby, waspy,
right, kind of
etiquette person, like,
right, that like cross Atlantic, like weird,
the weird H's, like the
right, like is it British or is it just pompous? Like, I don't know. Like,
we're unsure. Is your nose just like so far up in the air, you, like, are not receiving proper words. Oxygen? Yeah, just like he's like, yeah, Mr. Perfect, and we're just like, what is
like, I know how you sound.
I challenge you to a match, and we're like, right. What
is this? I was like, I'm so sorry, weird. Who's speaking right now? Because like, I'm not intimidated.
I know. I do have a level of sympathy for him though, after the XLT from last episode where he's eating the shit sandwich.
Oh yeah.
I'm I feel bad for him a little bit, but like, you kind of can't help it though. He comes out and he has this weird little chirp and
listen, everything happens for a reason. He needed the time. Like,
yeah.
He needed the time to kind of like be at he had to eat the shit sandwich for a little bit. You don't become who you are without, getting getting
a little
without doing your due diligence,
True.
So
true.
Very and true. Then he takes his little place at commentary for the following match, which was kind of a weird choice considering it was the Grimms versus the Godwins in tag team action. So the
Yeah.
Grims was the first time we've seen them. I don't know anything about them. In fact, I don't know their names.
Nope.
So no, there's
Not a
two of
clue.
them. They have matching tattoos. They have matching outfits. They have matching facial hair. So
They're Scorpios also. Xavier was like, I wonder if they're Geminis. And I was like, okay, well, now that you said that, I have to look that up. So I was like, type. They're they're Scorpios, twin Scorpios.
100%. Yeah, okay.
Which the Grims kind of makes sense, kind of on brand, just saying.
Right. I was like, go to town. So the Godwins come out with just a menagerie of animals like today. Like
a whole menagerie. They're loading up Noah's Ark.
They brought a mobile petting zoo to ringside. They had a goat, they had a puppy. They were just kind of like what's the manager's name now that it is escaping me?
Oh no, it's
Hillbilly
not
Jim.
Hillbilly Jim, because I almost said Jebekai, but he's Prospector Jim.
Right, correct. He like brought the goat just like around for all of the
everyone
fans
got like a little pet.
I was like, this is interesting. Yeah. So the match itself was like, it was very. Neither team are like technical wrestlers. They're both comprised of just like big boys, like big boys. Like they're like 6'5" plus. Like. So it was very like just smash mouth, big hit.
Hey now. Hey now, giving out stuff.
I'm so sorry for inciting that.
Yeah, that's gonna be stuck in everyone's head for the rest of the day. Sorry.
You're welcome. Yeah, don't sing too much though. I don't.
No.
Don't want to get copyright.
that cannot be the reason we get copyright infringement.
No,
I will never recover from that.
To take the two of us off the air, and
that can't be it.
It can't be singing too much of Smash Mouth.
Oh God, yeah, that would be. Oh, I don't know if we could come back from that. That'd be really upsetting.
Honestly, I don't know if I'd want to.
No, honestly, maybe it's a go out in a blaze of glory kind of way.
100%. Really go out on your own scepter, you know? Like,
oh my God.
Honestly, there isn't much to say about this match, mostly because they didn't
show it.
The people, yeah, they didn't show most of it. It was
or talk about it.
It was a lot of Triple H just talking about how irate he was with Mr. Perfect. He's like, where does he get off? Who does he think he is? He's a common thief. Yeah. The Helmsleys have class. With like, yeah, when he said class, he's like the accent really came out there. He was like, they have class.
And also he was like basically clutching Jerry the King Lawler. And like even
oh my
Jerry
God,
the King
it was
Lawler was like kind of like weirded out by it. It was like, okay, like
what is like the friend you bring to a party that like cannot socialize without you. So therefore they're just like hooked onto you for the entire evening. And like as much as you love them, I didn't sign up for another appendage. And I feel like Jerry was very much feeling that during this moment.
He was like, I kind of want to talk to like other people. And Triple H was just like literally leaning around his shoulder, like, so anyway, what we were talking about.
So like about my Camaro and like just continue,
about the horse my father bought me.
Right.
He's 100%. A little weird, and I don't know if I think I'll return him.
Like it was just like he doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah,
like I don't know how he could have politely done that on television, but
he was literally like his little like crown, his little whatever. He was literally like holding it like this, like
please stop.
It also gave very much like sitting next to a talkative person on a plane at like, and you're taking a flight at like 7 a.m. and you're like, today it's not the time.
No,
like it's not now. You're just
time.
Like please stop talking.
I was like, I'm learning so much about you and I
didn't ask. Yeah. Didn't ask.
During one of the cutaways, they bring Mr. Perfect out and he accepts the challenge. He says that the new generation of wrestlers that Triple H mentioned in a previous promo or whatever, none of them have challenged Mr. Perfect. None of them have stepped up to the plate. So he has no respect for them. And because Triple H challenged him, he does have respect for him, even though he's been coming out every week for the last like 6 weeks and just stealing his ladies, which doesn't seem very respectful.
Respect. Yeah.
I don't doesn't
I think
read.
you're confused with the definition of respect. I think we should discuss and then
Right.
circle back, but
Right. I don't know. We got to do some soul searching and maybe
really understand what respect is about.
so he accepts the challenge.
Which I'm
But he
excited.
yeah,
I'm because
I
I'm
think
gonna
it'll be
see
at the
him.
pay-per-view. Because he said I'll give you
Ooh.
a couple weeks so that you can get in shape. And Triple H was like, me get in shape.
Moi? C'est moi?
um
Shape?
yes. That'll be that it'll be a good match. Mr. Perfect is really good. He's technically like perfect. You don't get to like call yourself Mr. Perfect and have, poor matches. It's just not doable.
No, I can't wait to see it because all this talk. I just want to see him wrestle.
I know.
I want to know what he wears. Don't tell me. I want to see it. But I'm like, I'm dying. You're like, I'll tell you right now. I'm dying to know what the fit is, the entrances, the music. I literally know nothing other
Okay.
than his little
I'll say
ponytail
nothing.
and his
I'll
ladies.
leave you in suspense.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
All right, so the Godwins pick up the victory here, off of a quick reversal. Basically, he like lands on top of one of the Grims and then gets the pinfall, and that's the end of that. They did announce that the WWF champions, the British Bulldog and Owen Hart, are going to be facing the Smoking Guns in a rematch at the following pay-per-view.
Okay,
So the tag titles will be on the line there. Only now there will be no Sunny.
I know.
And we will be adding a Clarence Mason.
Because Clarence Mason has the Bulldog
and Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Do we think that the Smoking Guns are just like managerless, or like they're going to get a new manager, or they're just kind of like,
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. So right now they're managerless. I don't think they're gonna recapture the titles.
No.
They don't have really any momentum going into it. It's just kind of like we were the champions. We contractually get a exactly. So sad. Aw. So it'll be interesting to kind of see the dynamics of how that match plays out, considering now the Smoking Guns have nobody in their corner.
Right.
So
interesting. And I'm wondering, I'm curious as to what Owen and the British Bulldog think about they just got a new manager. Do they have any feelings about it whatsoever? They haven't said anything.
They haven't said anything. They seemed fine about it last week.
All right,
but honestly, Jim Cornette, no titles, Clarence Mason titles. I don't.
I mean, so
right? I mean, they get the extra bonus in their paycheck, so
why not?
Exactly.
Just roll with it. All right, I get it.
All right, so the next match was Savio Vega versus, I guess, debuting Razor Ramon. And yes,
quote unquote.
It's so bad.
I honestly, and I'm dumb, I should have looked this up. I still don't know what the original two look
like.
So I'm gonna do that, and we can discuss next time, because I still the crowd has such a viscerally negative reaction anytime they come out.
Right,
it's booing, thumbs down, people are pointing in their face.
At one point during this match, they just start chanting "fake" just over and over and over again.
And it's so funny. JR was like, "See the crowd; they're going crazy. They love it." And Gorilla Monsoon actually came down and was on commentary this match and was like, actually, they sound very upset. They sound like they don't like this at all.
Right.
And they definitely don't.
No, they definitely do not. Because so let's get into the kind of plot of why this is happening. So essentially, JR has been slighted by the WWF, and as his kind of revenge, he embarrasses the WWF by bringing these fake Razor and Diesel, kind of as look, this company can't even provide you with the stars that that you want. Wow. And that's kind of his vindictive ploy on the WWF. So that's kind of, I guess, how it, or at least that's how it's being portrayed currently. There was a lot of back and forth in this match. on the commentary. The match itself, sure, also had a lot of back and forth. However, the commentary team like almost came to fisticuffs.
Yeah.
JR was just like absolutely losing his mind to the point where the other two commentators, like, it's bad when Jerry the King is like trying to be the voice of reason.
He was almost too, like, he didn't really even say much.
No.
Because JR and Gorilla Monsoon were going so back and forth that I forgot Jerry the King Lawler was even there for a minute.
No, literally, which
is scary.
It was bad when he was literally like, "This is not the time or place to do this," because it very much sounded like JR was just kind of like airing a bunch of like really personal grievances, and it was just like, it just came across like really uncomfortable for everybody. Kind of it, and you know what I mean? It's like when you like witness an argument that you're not supposed to bear witness to, and like part of it, like you're intrigued, and the other half is like, my skin is actually crawling.
Yeah, like I didn't need to know this. Like,
no,
it's like a train wreck. It's like you couldn't look away, but it's also like I don't want to see that. Like I think it was like it started as like, let's have them bicker. Like it felt like it started as like, let's have them bicker like at the announcement table and la la la, and then it started getting like deeper and deeper and deeper, and I was like, like,
right,
because like
basically it's like weird because like JR's like trying to like gaslight everybody because like he's saying like, oh, I never said that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were returning. Like I said Razor Ramon and Diesel were returning, and I was like, well, returning means that they had already come at some point. These are not those people. So like, and like every time Gorilla Monsoon would like mention, like ask what their names were, he wouldn't like say anything, or he would just say like, oh, it says Razor Ramon like on his contract, like didn't you see it come through your desk, like Mr. President? And he was like, obviously not. Like
that's what I was saying. Like he was talking about like, you guys don't even pay attention to the paperwork, like you're not paying attention to anything, like look at all these loopholes in the contracts that you're not even noticing.
Other, like, you know how he was talking about like, I have an office in the corporate blah 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 like headquarters. He does, like, he is basically like the talent scout for the WWF during this time. He is like predominantly the one that is like hiring and bringing in like wrestlers. So at like, this is the role he's now like stepped into. So like he does have like a weird like executive role, but his like on air like persona, like it feels weird that they're like clashing now, like he's bringing up his like corporate job life.
Yeah, like, it was because he's like, I have an office there, like you can come see me anytime. And Gorilla Monsoon, and even Gorilla Monsoon sounded uncomfortable. He goes, yeah, of course, like I know you have an office there. And he goes, great, well come see me, you can call my secretary and we might be able to squeeze you in.
Right.
And it was just like, okay,
right,
back it was the match, like it was so weird.
Right. And then so during this match, Doc Hendricks, who was the person who was trying to get an interview with Razor and Diesel last week, says that he saw Diesel like go into his dressing room, and then he goes and tries to find him and he is nowhere to be found, only for Diesel to appear ringside during the match, get involved and attack Savio Vega, getting the disqualification victory. So, or Savio Vega gets the victory via disqualification.
Yes.
And the entire time that this is happening, the crowd is just chanting fake, like throughout the entire end of the match. And you just like, they cut to like people in the crowd when Razor was like making his entrance, and everyone just looks like completely either like angry or utterly confused.
Yeah, or just like so jaded. That one guy, they had like a close up of this one guy, and Xavier and I were like, that is us for real. Like he was just like
is this like, really is this really
happening?
Yeah, he like got his tray of food and it's just like a just a slop of mystery meat.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, okay, but I paid for this, so I guess I have to eat it.
Right.
Like, very much that energy. Like, I'm not happy about this, but I guess like I have to eat this.
Right. So more to come on that, because
what a mess.
Everyone is heated in this. JR's mad. JR's ranting and raving. He's saying that it's not even the whole story. We don't even have the whole story yet. He's just like, so he's on one.
This is making me want to read his book because I'm just like, I need to know everything that happened now because like
it's a good read. He has a couple, but
there are some like I feel like there are some real not nuggets of truth, like boulders of truth,
right,
coming to the surface, and I just want to know what
dive
they are.
right in.
I want to die. I want to go
call me Greg Louganis. Like I want to dive right
in. Okay. Like now we're talking. That's what I'm saying. But like again, every single match, the girlies were beefing at the announcement table.
Dude,
beefing.
So bad.
Wild.
So right after this, we got a promo from the Undertaker. I love it.
He started it with a hair flip.
Oh, he's like on one knee. He's like holding the shovel. His hair's like, down around his face.
Yeah, he was like
flips it up like into the light. Oh, like, amazing.
Hey, exactly. You there?
Hey, like I know he could have been it might as well have been a Pantene commercial if it was like brought to you by the chick from the Reaper.
Swear. He should have had like hair. Honestly, almost all of these wrestlers, well, I take that back. Like Undertaker and Shawn Michaels should have had like hair product sponsorships. Like without a doubt. Like Pantene should have been in there. Like
I don't know if that's like the Undertaker's brand.
No, it would have been Shawn Michaels though.
Oh, like, Shawn 100%. Michaels should have
like had a hair, like a Dyson hair.
He could have sold scrunchies, and we all and I would have been like, I don't even have hair like that, and I'm in.
I'm in. He could have had earring deals. He could have had Shawn Michaels. Call me. We have a lot to discuss because I feel like
you missed the opportunity on a lot more money.
Okay, the Playgirl was great, but like we needed Pantene, we needed Dyson, we needed like some cute little small business with earrings or something. Like,
listen, we could have had him really booked and busy.
Swear.
So the Undertaker goes and he says that mankind's wish will be his command. I will dig your grave and bury you alive. It was another like short one, but this one was just so good.
Honestly, they were both good, and I kind of liked that they kept it like short and sweet. Because it was just like because you're still interested and you're like, what's happening? But now it's like sometimes less I think is more. Because like it's just that little like reminder and you're like, oh yeah, like that's happening, like, ooh, I can't wait, like
and I like that their promos have been very much like mirroring each other.
Yes,
like last time they both did a promo, they were like longer, they were in this like the same graveyard. This time like they're in like a different selection of the graveyard, but you can tell it's kind of like the same area. They were shorter, more like concise.
And they play off the same verbiage.
They're like matching energies a lot, which like really gives you that like neck and neck kind of like feel,
Yeah, totally.
Like which one of these like evil beings is gonna like reign? It's like Freddy versus Jason,
Yeah. Oh, very that. Oh, very that. Oh yeah.
But like just better. Yeah. Maybe. So then we have our main event, which is Vader and Jim Cornette versus Shawn Michaels and Jose Lothario. Vader and Jim came out in their little matching red outfits.
Incredibles.
Yes, one and all. It was Elastigirl and
it felt more like Mr. Incredible and Grandpa Incredible, which is I think what you said. Like he looks like Granddaddy Incredible.
Right. Shawn Michaels and Jose Lothario,
in their little bezazzle dazzle.
Oh, they had fun with their entrance. We find out during this match for some reason that Farouk and Sonny have amicably split. Therefore, as of right now, Sonny has goose eggs for clients.
Nada.
So we'll see what happens there. Maybe I don't know if this is like Sonny's like exit from the WWF or if she's just gonna get a whole new roster of people, but
I would be surprised if she actually left. Because I feel like, but I guess I don't know how long she's been there because I've only,
she's been there a minute.
I'm still new, but
she's been there for a minute, but
okay, because I just feel like she was at such a good place. Like it feels weird that her and Farouk have separated already so quickly because I feel like this is it. feels still so new.
Right.
So I'm confused because like
I
now
think they're gonna take Farouk in a different direction.
that has to be because he didn't win the Intercontinental Championship, which was like his whole driving force.
But he does have a match for the Intercontinental Championship at the pay-per-view.
Oh.
That was also announced during this.
See, there's too many announcements. I kept getting confused. I like because you were like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "No." Like, there's too many things happening. Like, I literally can't pay. And I was like, "No, I didn't hear that." So amicably split is weird too, because normally that's not Sonny's way. First of all,
no,
like it's usually fire and brimstone and a lot of.
But maybe Farouk did it after she got into that little cat fight with Sable. Maybe he was like, "That's too much drama for me."
Too unprofessional. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Unprofessional. He like ruptured someone's kidney. Like day one.
Yeah, like come on. Like talk about the pot calling the kettle black here. And also you don't want your girl to scrap for you? Embarrassing. Whatever. I would love it if my girl scrapped for me.
JR has another zinger during this match. They have another promo for Vince McMahon speaking. He's going to be speaking at like this phone line thing where fans can come in, like call him and asking questions. Don't worry, the line's inactive, guys. It's been 20 years. JR references it saying that like it looks like his America's Most Wanted poster. And even the King was like, honestly, I kind of agree. And you're like,
I'm with you on that. Yeah. And honestly, it was not a good photo of him. It once again gave very like Bigfoot caught pacing in between trees. Like it was a little like,
what is it about like like this like weird grainy thing they got going on?
I just feel like they have plenty of money in the budget to invest in like a better camera or like better something. I know this is the 90s, so like we worked with what we had, but like
it's we're getting there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're about to have like an upgrade about as far as like how it looks.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know how soon, but soon, relatively soon. Let's just put it that way.
I know, because it's so crazy. We're gonna like really see like
you're gonna see Stone.
Not to be cliche, but we're literally gonna see like time pass before our eyes, like going from the 90s like into the early 2000s.
Right.
Like, and that's gonna be so.
We're gonna see. You're gonna see like you're gonna get to see like Stone Cold become like the biggest thing in wrestling. You're gonna see The Rock debut, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We're gonna see Triple H become Triple H.
I know. I can't wait for that. I need his redemption arc so bad.
We're gonna see Shawn Michaels kind of fade out for a little bit. He does come out and gets to like have the proper ending to his career that he wanted. So let's just put it that way. I
did accidentally, because now obviously since we're doing this and then like, you know, you send me clips and actually now random people will send me clips, which I love. Please.
No, I do want to make mention. We love it when you send us anything wrestling related. I love that now all of my friends and family's feeds have just been wrestling. Like infiltrated with wrestling, because I will get clips from people I had no idea were even paying attention to what we're doing here. So
that's what I'm saying. I got someone sent me a clip that I haven't spoken to this person in like I used to work with them, and like they just sent me a clip, and I guess they follow the podcast or watch it, and I was like, oh my god, hi, wow, this is amazing. But like also somebody sent me the most amazing thing. It actually might have been you. It was like someone made Stone Cold like his outfits like pink, and then like superimposed him on a Barbie poster.
No, incredible. I didn't, but that's hilarious.
Okay, if I find it, I'll send it to you, because it was someone sent it to me, and I was like, I needed this so bad, and it was something about like, because like some part of like the Stone Cold Steve Austin like sayings, and it just like because Barbie said so. Like I don't know, they made it like so perfect. But I did accidentally see a spoiler of I think what was Shawn Michaels' last match, potentially.
And like ever.
Yes.
He is retired currently. He wrestled from like the mid 80s all the way until 2013, 12.
Dang, 13? Good for him.
So he wrestled a long time, and he is currently running NXT, which is the WWE's like third television show. It's also like their developmental like program. So all of the wrestlers that they like kind of like bring in who aren't quite ready to be like on the main shows start in NXT, and he's responsible for that whole show, the creative of that whole show.
Oh my God,
So
that's awesome.
and he's very content with his retirement. He's very much like he said recently in an interview, he's like, I had my time in the sun. I don't think about wrestling anymore. I did everything I wanted to do, and I am at peace with what I did there. Now
Really
my focus is
sweet.
on helping like this next generation of people like figure out what they're gonna do when they have the
So,
torch.
so awesome. I love that.
Right. So it's cool to see that now Triple H and Shawn Michaels are essentially running the WWF, which is wild.
So wild. I've also seen him on a show I briefly like caught a glimpse of, which I'm obsessed with. It's okay, so Mankind, his actual name is Mick Foley.
Correct.
Okay, so he has this show where the name is escaping me and I'm so sorry, but he basically like tries to retrieve like
Oh, like hidden
old.
treasures, the like
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that show is amazing because obviously Xavier and I, we talk about like the costuming details and like the little
Right.
things that like really end up contributing to a wrestler's brand all the time, because it's just like things you notice about them. And like he just goes on this journey like finding those like this specific jean jacket that this one wrestler wore every single match, and he talks about how like one time it
Mm-hmm.
was damaged. It's just so interesting. But I've seen Shawn Michaels, on that show as like
Right.
a
I
have you
guess.
seen this piece? Yeah, like, and he's like, oh, the last time I saw it was when I wrestled him in X year and la
Right.
la la. It's so interesting.
And
And
then they go and try and like find the items.
yes, I love that show because that's right up my alley, is like finding those like little pieces of history and like random
Mm-hmm.
like people's houses. Like the lead singer of like Hootie and the Blowfish like randomly had like one of Ric Flair's robes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Dude,
crazy.
when I tell you
Crazy.
the number of like celebrities that are like wrestling fans is insane.
I love it.
It's insane. And you don't like realize it until you start hearing it pop up in other things. Like now that
Yes.
you like have been like exposed to the wrestling world, like tell me you don't hear that come up in like songs so much more.
Oh, all the time. Because I also know that Snoop Dogg was a huge fan of
Oh,
wrestling.
he wrestled
WrestleMania.
he
Yeah.
he hosted WrestleMania like last year.
Love that guy. I
His
love that
cousin
guy.
is Sasha Banks, who is or she goes by Mercedes Monet now, but
Wow.
she wrestles in Japan now. But yeah, so like it's insane. And even at like the earlier, like the first like couple WrestleManias, like Mr. T was involved and like Cyndi Lauper. Like
Of course, Cyndi
it
Lauper was
the
there.
WWE has like always had a kind of history of bringing like the celebrity Hollywood world like into the fold. Um
I love that. I think that's so
because it's
interesting.
beneficial for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are gonna watch just to see their like celebrity just do something. You know, it's the same reason we watch like celebrity like game shows. Like we just want to
True.
see them do something different.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so
true. I love that.
so back to the match because we took quite a
We're basically the announcement table at this point. Like, we're not even paying attention to the
no,
match.
honestly they weren't
Want
either.
us in.
So it was very much, it was Vader taking on HBK most of the match. We had a few moments where either competitor like actually tagged their lesser halves. Yeah, so the Shawn Michaels had a really like sick move where he did a Hurricane Rana on Vader, which is insane because Vader is massive and 400 pounds. So to get him to like do an entire like flip with just your legs is nuts. We got a
Wild.
JRism that is something that he says a lot, which is quicker than a hiccup. It is just a
Oh
phrase
my
he says
God.
all of the time. It's just one of those like JRisms that you'll just hear from now until eternity because
I love that because I love that one. He goes, Shawn Michaels, he's quicker than a hiccup. And I was like,
it's
oh,
so good.
I love that one.
So Shawn Michaels actually slams Vader, which got a huge reaction from the crowd because again,
Crazy.
400 pounds. Um,
Ridiculous.
However, Vader does end up getting the upper hand, and he does get the Vader bomb on Shawn Michaels and then gets the 1, 2, 3. So
The
Vader
real
has
thing.
pinned the WWF champion, which usually means they are like in contention for the title. So we'll see what happens there. But it seems like Vader's got beefy beef with Psycho Sid that needs to get dealt with
Yes.
because Psycho Sid came out and aided, I guess, Shawn Michaels, and then Goldust came out, wig and all, to
wig and all.
To attack Psycho Sid because they have a match scheduled for next week on Raw. And yeah, it was wild. Goldust's wig never came off. I was impressed. Shawn Michaels came after him and was like punching him in the corner. His wig was just like
it was like late, like it didn't move. He ran full tilt down, and I was like, why did he come in here with the wig? Whatever. I'm not judging anything for fashion. Sprints down the thing. It's just like set, and then he like jumps in the ring. He like Psycho Sid is like, do I fight Vader? Do I fight Goldust? Like, who do I fight? Yeah, Goldust. Do I fight Vader? Do I fight Goldust? And he's like trying to get Shawn Michaels to get up. So then Shawn Michaels gets up and he gets but like that wig did not move. And then I was laughing because I was like, how did it stay on? Like, I cannot believe they actually glued it down for him just to run out in the last 10 seconds of the match. Like, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. And Xavier was like, I think it's just like probably really small.
It's just a small wig.
And he just like
just like, he just like a Lego cap. He has to just place it real hard.
It's like, it's not like he has hair like under it to clip it or like anything. Like I guess a wig cap. I don't know. I was just like, how did it stay so in place? I have no idea. But like that really got me because I was like, I know he's gonna have that line that like
across his forehead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna have a headache tomorrow.
All right, guys. All right, guys.
Like, all right, well, something to think about.
And that's how the episode ends, with them just absolutely brawling, and we will see what happens next week. So that was this week's episode of the New to Wrestling podcast. Thank you as always for watching. We really do appreciate it. You guys are watching, and listen, who knew?
Not high.
But I just want to take a moment and say thank you. We appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Fun. Wrestling is my favorite thing, so getting to hang out with my best friend every week and gab is a blessing. So thank you.
It really is. It's so true. We're just very, very grateful. This has been such, like Xavier said, it's been such a blast. And like, please continue to send us wrestling clips.
Absolutely.
With us.
We love
so
it.
Much fun. Yeah, we do.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.